Okay, my job is to tell you how I get people started fast and right, because I learned how to do it really wrong for a long, long time, as I explained yesterday, and now I've learned to do it a lot better. So I'm going to share with you a few tips that I have as to how to, when you find someone who's keen and wants to do it, how you get them into action and become successful fast, to make money quickly, and to build a team. Does that sound good? Yep. Okay, so the first thing, yay, you've signed someone up. How exciting. Anyone experience that? Yay! And then, oh my goodness, now what? Experience that as well? Okay, so that's what we're going to address. So the initial training is really about finding out about what they want. This is about them. I think we've heard that enough times now to know that this is not about you. Do you agree with that? Yep. You've really got to find out what do they want. And if you don't find out what they want, you can't help them, because you're going to show them how to get where they want to go. Now, not everybody wants to do the same thing. As you saw from the last presentation, some people want to go straight to Blue Diamond by tomorrow, and some people want to be a distributor for a while and get used to the products. And so how do you know how to train someone if you don't know what they want? So the goal of this training is to really help them to become empowered. Now, I was listening to this fantastic phone call, Dean Nguyen, I can't pronounce his surname properly. He was talking about how he trains people, and he said that he's running in this race, and he asked 3 questions. Do you want to make money? Do you want to change your life? Are you prepared to invest and do something about it? And if there's a yes, 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 he goes, okay, come and run with me. He doesn't stop, slow down, turn around, chase them. He says, come with me. So this is what we want to do. We want to have a system set up ready to go, be running in a direction that where you're going, and have them follow along with you. Does that make sense? If they say no, 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 you don't turn around and stop what you're doing and chase them until they say yes. It doesn't work. I tried that. So this is what we want to achieve from our training, is to get them running beside you, building their own business. Okay, so are you prepared? First thing that I have in my little hot hand is these packs. Have you seen the packs? Have you all got a pack? A lot of you have, that's great. So in the pack, this is what I use for my training. Now, we heard before that flip charts aren't very good for presenting, but they're great for training. But they really do help you stay on track when you are new. So inside the flip chart, inside this pack are a few essential items. And these packs are available, as you know, from Promo to You down the back. And I would recommend that everyone who already has one to update it with the new material that we have, which is the new flip chart and the new workbook, which is just amazing. I have to say that because I helped design it. You're going to love it. Okay. What have I taken today? Lack of sleep. So set the appointment. It's really important that you don't delay this. You sign someone up, they're excited, they've bought their pack, and if you leave it for longer than this, they're going to forget what excited them. So you need to actually get your diaries out straight away, get one of these, have one of these in stock all the time, because you might get to do the training immediately, and that's the best thing. Or make another time within 1 to 2 days, absolutely maximum. You don't want to delay this, you want to get them running straight away. The longer you delay it, the less time they've got to make money. So let's just get into it. And I always set them a task. So we're going to meet tomorrow, and this is what I really want you to do. You've got the pack. What I want you to do is to set, okay, I'll get the workbook out. I need one of those things that you can put stuff on. Okay, in the workbook page, just write these down, and when you go home, have a look what page. Page 6 and page 7 and page 9. It's all changed, different than last time. And you want them to have a look at these and start filling out these. And also, as you can see down here, there's a pack of CDs in this pack, which is fantastic, and a book. Now, you want them to start on these. You know they're not going to finish the whole thing in a day. That's okay, but at least make a start. So put this in their loo and read it when they're on the toilet. It's a great idea. And in the car for the CDs. So give them some ideas of when they're going to fit that in. But you want them to start. If they come along to the training the next day and they haven't even opened their pack, there's a good indication they're not very motivated. So it's just little signs for you to know how motivated are they to actually make money. If you've explained to them that this actually could change their life, set them up for the rest of their lives, then you want to see some action happening pretty quickly. Okay, so the only effective training is on the job. You know, theory goes in one ear and out the other. Have you noticed that? Yes. Some people are with me. Really, we want to get them hands-on. So we're going to be really short with our training and then get into action together so they really learn how to do this business. So step one, when you're now together doing the training together, and step one, and in the front of this book, you'll be very impressed to see that there's a whole page describing how to get onto NS Insight, because that's the most questions I ever get. So I can't get onto that website. So now we've solved all your problems by putting it into one page and you can follow the directions. Is that good? Yeah. You're happy about that? Yes. Okay, so you just follow this. Get them onto it straight away, because the resources on this website are fantastic. And if you can get them onto the site, then most of your training is done for you. Now, what Lang Chow said yesterday is that he gives people information to go and do their own research at home. This is what that's for. It's got everything you need. You don't need to know it all, just need to know where to send them to. So if you can get them onto this, they can then go home later and spend some time where they have no time to prospect, like 10 o'clock at night. They can get onto that. Okay? So this is what this site includes: overview, learning more, getting started, and member resources. We really don't need to do a lot if they can get onto that. But step two is to review their goals. And in their goals, we actually go to that page, whatever it was, 6, and they have written down what they want. This is what this page looks like in the new book. You will be familiar with it if you've used these books before, but we've just got a time map in the bottom here. So what you want to know from them is, what do they actually want to earn? How much money do they really want to have? And they need to be clear. Being very clear about what they want to do is really important. There's also a sentence in here, or a question that says, what is your break-even figure? Now, everyone has a budget. Everyone knows what they need to earn to just pay bills and live. Okay, it's not their wealth factor, it's just their break-even figure. If they know what that is, they know when they can leave their current job. Because some people say, oh, should I leave my job now? Or should I? And I go, no, look at your break-even figure. You earn that, and then think about that. Because you don't want anyone going into poverty to do this business. Okay? Lack of cash flow really hurts. Are their financial goals realistic? Have they put down they want to earn $10,000 a month in 3 months? Okay, so you need to show them on the compensation plan, what do you have to do to earn $10,000? Are you going to do 200,000 points in 3 months? What's the chances? Slight. Thank you. So you need to help them be realistic about what their figures are, and when are they going to do this work. I find most people that come into this business are busy people. They have 1, 2 or 3 businesses already. They have full-time jobs, they have children, they have a full life already. Because busy people are the ones that take on more, and busy people are often the ones that are entrepreneurial and want to change their lives. Do you agree with that? Yeah. So people you bring into this business are going to be busy. So where the heck are they going to fit that in? So help them work it out. And then you know when it is, so you can, if they say they're going to work 2 hours a night for 3 nights of the week, get onto the phone at the end of that time or at the beginning of the time, and at the beginning of the time you'd say, who are you going to ring? Do you know what you're going to say? Are you feeling good? Okay, ring me back when you're finished. And so you can be in touch about it. You can help them and support them at that time that they can work. You're not ringing them during the day when they're trying to do 100 other tasks, their mind's not on new skin. You ring them when they're going to do their work, or at the end of when they're going to do their work. So if you don't know when they're going to work, you don't know when to ring them. Does that make sense? Number 3 is their why. Now, we heard earlier from Big Al. This is actually really important. This is a little story that we need to be able to share very quickly with someone as to what happened to us. And when he said to us, before I tell you that, let me tell you what happened to me. Your why. You need to know why you're doing this business. What is it that excites you? What is it that's changed in your life? Why did you make a decision to do this? Ooh. Telephones. So this is a really important thing that you help people start to get down on a piece of paper. I find at the beginning of someone working this business, this is really hard, because they have trained themselves not to dream anymore. They've trained themselves not to think of the potential or the possibilities, because they've had it sort of beaten out of them. So you've got to help people to start to think about, what would they really like, and what do they really want their life to count for, and what do they want their life to look like? And it may take just a bit of a process, and also really questioning them to really find that emotional connection. Because what you'll find is that they will emotionally connect to what they really want, but if it's not quite there, there'll be no emotional attachment. Does anyone here know what I'm talking about? So keep talking with someone about it, question them about it until it becomes an emotional attachment, and you can see the change in their face and their expression. Sometimes they well up, sometimes they choke up, but it's something that they go, that's why I'm doing this. This is why I want to do it. And it can be anything. And it's not about what you think's right for them, it's about what they think's right for them. So how much do they want it, and are they really hungry for it? If they don't really have this clear, when they have a crappy day, which I promise you they will really quickly, most in the first few days, they'll change your mind and go, it's too hard. So if they have connected to why they really want to do this, they'll work through the crappy days. And at the bottom of this page now we have a new segment that says an ideal day of my life. And this is to really help them start dreaming. And if you ever want to hear someone do this really well, ask John Gardner to tell his story about what his life would be like. It's amazing. You just go off in this yacht and you're all over the place in the world. Where are you, John? Yeah, I love listening to people who tell what their ideal day in their life is. It's just, you get transported with them. It's a story. So to help them work out their story, what will they be doing, where will they be, who are they spending time with, what will their life count for, will they be making an impact in people's lives, what will it be like? So this is just part of this. This might not happen in the first go because this is a process of changing your thinking, but let them work on it. And then we go on to getting into action, which is page 8. In this workbook you'll see it, and it's a 12-step process of really what this is about. What you do, how you get started, and the key points are, other than the signing up and getting in the ADR, is actually getting 5 models to do demos on together. You do a product presentation and a business presentation at the same time with 5 people together. So you're showing the person the product, showing them the money, and you're teaching the person to do exactly that. So the first 2 of those 5, you do it all. They're listening and taking notes. The 3rd one, you're getting them to do a lot of it with you. The 4th and the 5th one, you sit down, have a cup of tea and put your feet up, and they do it. So it's all about them learning on the job. And it's always the product and the money together. It's never just one. It's always together because we want them to fall passionately in love with the product, and we want them to fall in love with the idea of being financially free. So 2 things you're showing someone every time. So you do this together. It's the best. This is the best training. This is the best part. If you get this right and you do this right, they'll be successful. Okay? If you find that they say to you, oh no, I'm going to do it on my own, they probably won't ever do it. Or they'll take a long time to come back around that mountain and let you help them. So you can only help them if they want the help, but this is vitally important. I'm running out of time. Oh my gosh. Name list. Okay, there's a name list there. It's only 40 names, but they need to start with some names. We all have mobile phones, email addresses, Facebook contacts, Twitter contacts. We've got masses of contacts in our world. Just get them to start putting names down on lists and identifying, going back, which people are to ring right now. And you sit down together and you do the first few calls together. Scary, they're so scared, but action always overcomes fear. So they're terrified. You do the first one or the second one with them and they get confident. The only thing that gives them confidence is getting success. You have to help them get success right then. So a quick, this is not an invitation training, but just really quickly, this is the framework of the invitation. Clear the time. Hi Sally, it's Pauline here. Have you got a moment to talk? She'll say yes or no. Compliment them. We're ringing you because my friend said that you were really businesslike, or you like looking after yourself. A compliment. Create the curiosity. We've got this new little machine that zaps your fat. It's amazing. Do you want to come and have a play with it? Control yourself. What is it? Tell me about it. No, it's actually really visual. It's called a galvanic spa or body spa, but you need to see it. It's amazing. And then commit to a meeting. Now, there's a whole training in this. I'm not going to go into any more than that, but this is what you're going to teach them. Learn it yourself. Keep it short and simple, and you'll be fine. So generally, our first initial training, we have set up the NS Insight, set goals, work together on their why, check their time map, shown them the flow of action, taught them to invite, and made the first 5 appointments. Do you think that's an effective training? Yeah. That's what the goal is. So then you go on to the training on the job and you do these first demos together. And I always teach them to go from this, because this gives them confidence and they don't talk too much. They just flip the pages over and they talk through the chart. So I always do it, the demo with this, and I teach them to, and as they get better at it, they don't always have to follow it, but it helps them get started. So use a flip chart, show them up product and show the money, sign them up, set up ADRs and duplicate the system. So you're doing that together in your on-the-job training. I also show them really quickly about accountability and tracking. If they're serious about making money, they have to, I believe you have to fit into an accountability system. I've heard the statistics that if you do the work and you don't account it and you don't report it, you have around about a 50% success rate. If you do the work and you record it, you have about a 70% success rate. But if you do the work, you record the results and you account it, or you tell someone, you're accountable to someone about those results, you have about a 90% success rate. So I do believe in this so strongly that everyone in my business needs to fill out a step tracker, and they need to write down who they talk to, they need to write down who they follow up. We know it takes about 7 exposures for someone to buy into you before they buy their product often. So we need to know how many times have you talked to them, how have you followed them up. So we need to know what their targets are for activity, because everyone's going to have a different target, and set up the systems for accountability, either a Ruby Club or over the phone or whatever it is. If you want them to be successful and to grow a business, both Karen and I can say that before we did this, we were just walking around swimming in a puddle, just not really having direction. But once we started doing this, we actually have grown. I'm waiting for that 0 to come up. We've grown hugely in our business. And self-development. Now, I totally believe that most of their training has got to come from themselves. Thank you for the 0. They have to be motivated to do something themselves to grow themselves. So if you're trying to be everything to everyone, you'll be exhausted, burnt out, and you won't be any good to anybody. So link them into these sites. That site, the local weekly meetings, they must attend something. If they're not in a local area, they need to be on the phone listening to something every week. Monthly trainings that we mostly all have, Success Summit and conventions and Ruby Clubs. And if you don't have a Ruby Club, start one. So these are things that you need to get them involved in. There's lots of resources on here, videos, audio, all that sort of stuff. Get them listening to stuff all the time. The CDs in the pack are a good way to start. And above all else, match energy for energy. Don't do what I did and chase people around the countryside for 7 years waiting for them to do some work. They don't do it. So you just match energy for energy, and if they are excited and they do everything that you say, work with them. They're running alongside you. If they don't worry about them. Find someone else. The next club is fantastic. We have next parties a lot in our business, don't we, Kaz? Next! And that's fun too. Have a party. They either want it or they don't. They may say they do, but you can only tell if they mean it by what they do. Okay, so if they say, yeah, I'm going to do that, and they don't do anything, they don't mean yes, they mean no. They just don't know how to tell you. Okay, and enjoy the journey. Thank you.